Okay. Um. Hiya. Welcome back. I don't really know. Well, actually, you know what? The first one's gone out, so I can say that the first one went out. And again, really just posting these things to have a chance to like talk, and I don't know if to rant to someone or to do what with who, but you know, I was watching this guy today talking about, I guess it was the difference between, not the difference, but like consuming versus creating. And that you should be trying to create something every day that, outweighs your amount of consumption. Whether that is like through TikTok, through reading books, through, watching movies, watching TV. And obviously, I love that idea, because in film and as a filmmaker, like, yeah, you have every opportunity to film like this. But if you don't really deep it too much, you think that like you're not really doing anything unless you're doing like the hey, I'm on set and I got this music video, I'm doing this commercial, this, that, and the other. And I think those are good. I think those are great opportunities and that's like great work and obviously you get paid and this, that, and the other. But I think like doing things like this, for one, it's a lot more authentic, it's a lot more real, and I think that's something I appreciate in general. Like that's something that like resonates with me, is in any moment just seeing anyone like be their authentic self is like, yeah, that's what I like. And he spoke about, if you're going to make content of what you already consume, because I mean it makes sense. You're already like an audience member of that content, so why not do the inverse, you know make it yourself. Just good advice. I don't know if it's advice, it's just good. um and yeah, make it in the style that you'd want it to be, and the this, that, and the third. To be honest, I was gonna come here and talk about like friends and friendship, because I'd found myself like sort of coming back to London and coming back to a London that's very different from the London that I left. Right, when I left London, I believe I left December 2nd. It's now January 23rd. I left London on December 2nd. And at that time, I was working at a production company that wasn't paying me, but like it gave you something to wake up and go out and do. And you sort of had a mission every day, and you like had something to, you had a set of guidelines that could, push you forward. Production company, with that production company comes like a group of people that you meet with every day, and this, that, and the other. And also, like, I was working with one of my best friends, you know, and that was great because then, we go to the work, we'd be at work, chilling, and then we go home, and then there's a possibility of a hangout, this, that, and the other. And obviously, like, because the company wasn't paying and because the, just the way it was run, it wasn't really aligned with, like, how I'd like to do things and how I'd like work to flow and how I'd like to treat people, while working and things. And, like, at the same time, I think just being realistic, like, some of the some of the personal goals I had with the company weren't really in line with the company's culture, So, like, let's say flowing towards more like black artist music videos and things like that. And it's not like I was ever met with a no, but there just wasn't that same, like, sort of celebration that would come if, like, let's say another artist was on board, because the culture is different. It's no one to be blamed. It's kind of like if you come to me and you say, "Hey Zach, we just landed this techno techno artist that's like one of the biggest in a specific country. I'd be like, oh, that's great, but I wouldn't push more than that, you know? And that's sort of the same thing that I would get. And so, like, a lot of those opportunities, I now look at them like I'm not really getting the support I need. So, obviously, I left the company, which comes with the people, which was a lot of my life in London, to be fair, was that workplace. And the person that comes with it, like the best friend, over the Christmas period, we figured it'd be better to talk less and or reduce the relationship we had, you know? I was like, damn, yeah, okay, sure. And I think coming back to London now and realizing that, like, two things. One, you had the option to extend your trip for months, for like a lot more months. But at the same time, I think both my mind and my spirit sort of looked at Lagos and I was like, I think I've done everything I need to do here. Like everything, like my time here is finished. You get what I mean? Like I'm good here. And then coming back here, it's not like I thought it'd be dandy, but I thought like there'd be a bit of remnants, slight remnants, and there haven't been, you know, there really haven't been. And this one really might not go out. Whoops. Okay, we're still here. But there really haven't been those remnants of London that I remember. There really haven't been those remnants of London that I remember, you know? And in a way, it's like a completely different city. There's not even talks of like, hey, Zach, man, let's go hang out. And, you know, what I find is I've only been here a week. So I'm not poo pooing on the whole experience. It's more so just like, damn, like, the fuck? Kinda like, it's kinda like, I expected more from the person I was working with, you know? There's lots of like realizations that come through and lots of like sad things because on a level we're still friends, you know, on a level. But I feel like in this relationship, like, she benefits a lot more from the friendship we have than I do, because it's not like when things get tough for me, she's there to support. Or like when I don't know why she keeps me as a friend. More time, I think it's because of all the benefits she gets from having me in her life. Which could sound unfair. It could sound spiteful or prideful or what have you, but it's also true. You know, I found myself the other day sort of like the habits and the habits and the habits and the attitudes that I'd spent quite a while like getting rid of, you know, started popping back up again in my first few days back. And there was really no one here to check it. Like, I mean, in truth, I'm the one that's supposed to check it. But there's no word from anyone of like, Zach, how are you doing? You doing okay? You seem off, you know? And I think because a lot of the time, like, especially with negative emotion, a lot of the time, um, I'm trying to like be a bit more on the side of like, oh, I'm manifesting stuff. So when, let's say, the opposite of what you want happens, you look at it and you're like, do you know what? No, no, no. Let's rewrite the story. Let's redo it. Let's rather than that's happening, let's say that this is happening instead. And you know what? It actually works, which is crazy. It actually works as like a concept, you know, because then your mood switches and you're completely out of that bad energy immediately. and you're already on something else. But like, I think it can also limit you from like just crying, you know? Sometimes you just need to cry. Sometimes like it's good to cry, and like crying isn't like a negative thing. It's not this horrible bad emotion that you're feeling. Because a lot of the time after you cry, you feel quite good, you know? And I'm thinking now I'm yapping more than I did on the last one. But, and it's not even really a sadness I feel. I think it's a disappointment. And a continuous disappointment that someone isn't recognizing you, and not recognizing you like, um, oh, Zach, today I got you these flowers because I was thinking of you so much. It's not that type of recognition. It's just like you do quite a bit, like to recognize others and like highlight others and be like, oh, hey, I thought you were supposed to be just remembering shit about other people, you know? And when it's time for it to come the other way, it doesn't. And it's like, wow, okay. Um, what happened there? I'm still human. Like, I don't know how you think this human's operating either, you know? Because I think about that with other people. I have a friend that lives a bit up north, and I know she's struggling. She's dealing with so many things, and she's not even struggling, bro. God forbid she's struggling. She's thriving in Jesus' name. You know what I mean? Like, she's thriving. One of the strongest people I've met. Dealing with so much, so much. You know, I know, like, if the day has come and gone, especially now that I know that she's dealing with so much. If the day comes and goes, I don't ask her, hey, like, how was today? Forget even talking about the deep stuff. Just like someone to come and check in on you. Because the same way I know like she's one of my only friends, I know that I'm like one of her only friends. I know I'm one of her only friends that she can talk to on that level. So if I'm not there, it's like, who the fuck is? And it's that type of recognition, you know, of like, this is my friend. I should want to be there for you on many fronts. Now, I don't know what talking about this does. I don't know that I'm talking about it in any productive manner. I don't know that I have to. I don't know that the green helps. This feels very different to the stuff Emma Chamberlain does. Like, the person doesn't even really know your interests. A lot of the time, I feel alone. You know? I'm not, like, physically. I think a lot more emotionally, sure. Mentally, yes. Like, that's why, I think that's probably why I'm, like, doing this. But, like, I feel like there's no one really to share, like, ideas with, And not ideas like, oh, I have this new idea for an app. No, but it's like, pieces of how your world works and sharing that with someone else. I don't think I have many people I really have that with. It feels very lonely. And it's like, I always feel like I have to pick myself up, which is a good trait. I'm not mad at myself for having that trait. I'm very proud of myself for having that trait, you know? Zach, I know you to be so much more than what you are right now. I know you to not get bogged down. I know you to not miss gym sessions. I know you to be thriving and striving for more, and expecting more of yourself, and wanting to push limits, test shit, have fun. You know, Zach, I've known you to really take that extra step, you know, creatively, whether it's like with the presentation of something or what have you, but as of late, you've really just been phoning it in, bro. You've been phoning it in, and the money won't change that, you know? The money will not change that. You have to do better. You have to be better. You have to try more.